Hello everyone. Let's talk about the difference between the private and the public blockchain. So, public blockchains are the blockchain network where the ledger information can be read or write by the without any explicit authorization or permission. It means the ledger is fully open for anyone to read or write the any information into the blockchain. Of course, the type of information which can be written in the blockchain depends on the type of transactions. So it means that any transaction can be initiated by anyone, whoever has the account on that blockchain, and the all the transaction information can be read by anyone whoever has the transaction ID. So to read or write the information from the blockchain, you don't need anyone's permission to do it. That's why it is called a public blockchain. All the public blockchains require very complex rules for increasing the security. The reason is that since it is open for anyone, hackers can always come in and flood the blockchain for any bogus information or fake transactions in the with the intentions to turn it down. But since they have the more complex rules to understand the flooding or the DDoS attack, so the public blockchains can protect itself automatically. Also, since the blockchain is public, there is no central authority or there is no trusted third party. It always requires the complex consensus algorithms to make sure that the whole network is agreeing on a certain uh, transaction with the same decisions. It should not happen that there is no consensus has been made during in the entire network among the all miners or the node. So of course, public blockchains are also made intentionally expensive to mine. Expensive means expensive in terms of the energy, computation power, and time to mine and add a new block. This is generally made to make sure that blockchain are safe and secure and have enough proof of work invested into the creating and extending the new block into the block of the from the blockchain. So of course, since it is a public blockchain, all the nodes together owns it. There is no single owner who can claim the ownership of the blockchain. Though there can be a foundation or an organization which is kind of working as a mediatory and coordinating a group for the entire community, but that doesn't mean that that organization owns it. For example, in case of the Bitcoin, there is a Bitcoin Foundation. In case of the Ethereum, there is a Ethereum Foundation who actually coordinate the all development, but they are technically not the owner of the Ethereum blockchain. And also the for the public blockchains, it is very much important that the computational power is all distributed globally without any without any major focus in any particular geographical location. The reason is that in case a government sometime decided to shut down all the miners because of some reason or some natural problems, this should not affect the entire network. So the idea is to make sure that everybody owns the chunk of it and they are all distributed all across the globe. So shutting down everything at the same time means the end of the world. So we are already doomed. So we should not be worried about the blockchain. So let me show you how the public blockchains can be read. So for the Bitcoin blockchain, you can go to the blockchain.info and read the information from the block. So let's say if we have this block, let's click on this block number. Height means the block. So since I click on this block, you can check the all the details of this block. So this block have created a transaction. Estimated total transaction involved in this block is 627 bitcoins. The hash of the block, this is called a signature of the block, is this. The signature of the previous block is this. So this is what I was talking about when we say that the signature of the block should be lesser than the previous one. This is called hash of the block. So you can go down and see this is the transaction ID, and this transaction involved is 13.30 BTC, as you can see. So we can click on the transaction ID if you want to read more about the transaction. So here we have the transaction information. Again, we can go to the address if you want to check the balance of the address. So click on the address over here and we will now go to the address. So as you can see, the total, this address has total received the 31,633 bitcoins, and the current balance is right now 628 BTC. So this must be some kind of a miner, because this is how they are. See, they are almost always near to 12.5 and 13 bitcoins per transaction per block, every transaction they're getting. So this means that they are somewhere the miner who are actually mining the block. So this is, as you can see, newly generated coins. Newly generated coins. This means that this address is actually mining the Bitcoin blockchain and getting the new coins into their wallet. Remember, this reward actually depends on the total transaction fees to which this particular block has confirmed. So that's why it can be higher or little lesser than 12.5 BTC as well. But it is always, the median is always 12.5. So this is the Bitcoin blockchain. Now we can go to the Ethereum blockchain. So here the Ethereum blockchain can be the most common explorer for the Ethereum blockchain is Etherscan. So go to this and you will find this list. So you can check the block number for this one. So I just clicked on one block. So this is the one block. You can see that what are the number of transaction, gas limits, gas used, the size, everything you can see, the difficulty. As you can see, it is in some trillions, right? So now we can go to the particular transaction. This is the parent hash, means the parent block hash. We can go to the transactions. Let's check the 109 transactions this block has added. So if you click on this, it will show you all the transactions which has been mined by this particular block or mined into this particular block by the miner. Click on the transaction hash and you will get the transactions. As you can see, this particular 1000 Veros token has been transferred from this address to this address using this particular method, and this is the all transaction information. Let's go to the address. So this is the address. So this is the person who invested in the crowd sale. So this person has 2.82 ethers in his wallet, right, as per the $198 per ether as a balance. So this way you can actually explore the entire blockchain without any strict or explicit permission required from the blockchain owners, because there are no owners. This is all public. This remains like this. So there are tons of other blockchain explorer as well. You can also build your own blockchain explorer and deploy it anytime. So this is called a public blockchain. Now let's jump to private blockchain. So private blockchain are somewhere you need a explicit authorization from the nodes who can actually write or read the information or as a transaction into the blockchain or from the blockchain. So since this is a private, so security can be implemented in a very easy way by actually making someone responsible for it. So since there can be a centralized authority, there can be a trusted third party who actually is maintaining and making sure that the blockchain is safe. The consensus can also be resolved using the arbitrator. So we can make a one node who can become the arbitrator. So whenever there is not a consensus, this can resolve the consensus by saying something in the favor of either the transaction or against the transaction. It's up to the node. So it is also easy for anyone to to add a new block, because since security is controlled, it is not necessarily required to make it more expensive for the entire blockchain. So of course, since it's a private, someone has to own it. So whoever owns the majority of the nodes will become the owner. This can be a corporate, this can be a private individual, developer, individual authority. You can have a two-node private blockchain and make sure that it works. Even a one-node blockchain can exist. That is not a problem. In that case, the transaction creator will be the miner and he will keep mining and initiating. So that can be done very easily. Okay, guys, so that's about the private and public blockchain. Thank you.